And I really think a lot of the mistake that a lot of trainers are making right now is, too much emphasis on you have to correct that because they shouldn't display it at all, period. You know what I mean? Which is, in my opinion, just very unrealistic.
Yeah. Well, I definitely, I think everybody, like you were talking about, when you first start working with dogs with these types of issues, you do, go to the hyper-vigilant, super micromanaged phase of everything.
100%. I did it. Yeah.
And the more that I, started to look at that, especially in the case when we were, with Eddie and Brody, we were giving them more freedom to, actually work through these things, it kind of made me think of a situation of, with kids even. Mm-hmm. If kids get into an argument, if you just separate them and you're now we're just never going to let you interact ever again. You're not teaching them how to have proper coping skills to actually problem solve and communicate effectively, different boundaries. And so, or to the extent to they get into an argument and then the human or the adult is there and has to mediate the entire conversation. That's not conducive for
on that.
that's not conducive for setting them up for success for the rest of their life, right? Of being able to communicate. And so that's kind of where the light bulb went off with Eddie and Brody. I was if we continue to micromanage everything, then they're constantly going to feel like they never got to finish that conversation or have that resolve that they're looking for, that closure.
Sure.
And so they're just going to continue wanting to do that every single time they see each other.
Yeah.
Whereas if you allow them the freedom to actually figure out the appropriate way of setting those boundaries in a safe situation, obviously.
Yeah. And again, we have to turn off our brain of but it's so scary and this and that, because again, it's the only thing dogs know, right? Yeah. Dogs know how to communicate boundaries with their mouth, with the noises they do, with the dominant looking behaviors that they do and stuff like that. It's the only way they know how to do it. There's no solution for that aside from them realizing they can do it less intensely.